Can you see my face?
Okay, Camila. Today we're going to start our lesson by watching a quick video about creating bar graphs, okay?
Suppose we decide to collect data about the number of students in this class who go to school by bike, bus, car, or on foot. It is useful to organize the data in a table first. In the first column, we indicate how students come to school. In the second column, we write the count using numbers or tally marks. Students who take their bikes, raise your hands. So 5 of you take their bikes to school. How many take the bus? 8. How many come by car? 3. And how many of you walk to school? 9 students. Excellent. One way to represent this count data is to draw a bar graph. But what is a bar graph? Let's use a grid and label our categories. And let's say that coloring one square would represent a count of 1. We put this information to the side of the graph. We have 5 students who take their bikes to school. So on top of the bike category, we color the first square, and another right above it, and another, and so on until we've colored 5 squares. Notice how all colored squares combined make a long bar.
So how many did they use for the bike?
5.
5. And how many squares did they put in?
5.
5.
On to the next category. There are 8 students who take the bus to school. So on top of the bus category, we color 8 squares. And there are 3 students who come by car. So on top of the car category, we color 3 squares. Finally, there are 9 who walk to school. So on top of the walk category, we color 9 squares. And our bar graph is finished. In this lesson, you learned how...
Okay. So, after watching the video, what are some of the things you saw in the graph? What are some of the characteristics that you saw?
I saw kids. I saw a girl with her journal walking to the classroom and ask questions.
Okay, so you needed to know how many kids were in the class, right?
Yeah.
And what were the options that they gave them? What was the question they were answering?
They were answering like a bus, a car, walk, or car.
With how they got to school? So they had their 4 categories of that they had to pick if they got to school by car, bus, walking, or a bike. And the overall question they were answering is, how did you get to school? Let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to model to you how we're going to do the lesson. And we have a quick survey here. And I already took it. But just for you to see real quick, the survey is about your favorite ice cream flavor. And you're going to have 3 options. The question is, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? There's vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. So for example, I answered my question earlier. And I put chocolate for my answer. So when we come to our chart, we will have 3 different flavors. And we're going to make it easier on us by
Is that chocolate?
Does it look like chocolate? And then for strawberry we'll use pink. And then for vanilla, what should we use?
We could use like baby blue.
Baby blue? Like that. So my vote for chocolate was, my vote for the survey was chocolate. So then we will come back. No, I'll put a tally mark for 1. After, I will create my bar graph. And I'm going to give you an example before we do it together. So I would name my bar graph ice cream flavors. And I would have 2 lines, one going down like this, and then another one going to the side. Right here, since you're going to survey 10 people, our number will be 10. Very top number. We'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. And then we'll have our 3 different categories down here, which are our flavors. What were our flavors?
Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry.
Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. It's okay, we don't need any more. For example, what was my vote for?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. So I'll come over here and I'll find the 1, and I'll fill in 1 square like this. Because that's what my vote for was. So our x-axis, sorry, I forgot to name it. These are the number of students. That's our x, and that's our y. And that was my vote. You and me together, we're gonna do the responses we received from 10 people, okay? So what were our 3 ice cream flavors?
Strawberry, chocolate, vanilla.
And what's yours? We're gonna put in your vote first. After we're gonna do this one. Got it? Now press submit. Good job. So now you submitted your vote. And we're gonna go over here, and there you go. So there goes mine. That was mine. Now,
Did anyone pick strawberry?
you'll see right now. So I have mine down for chocolate. We're gonna go through all the responses, and I want you to tally mark who got what, okay? So the second person picked chocolate, so give chocolate another tally mark. Another chocolate.
What?
Strawberry. Strawberry. Chocolate. Chocolate. What happens when you get 5 on the tally mark? Good job. Vanilla. Vanilla. And strawberry.
That's it?
Yep. So those are our total. Let's count how many that were together. Point at each tally mark as you count. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So write your total. 10.
10 students.
And then write your number for each one. So how many was vanilla?
2, 5.
Yep, 3. Good job. So this is going to help us when you first start. And I'll put this over here so that we have a number.
Space.
be chart paper. We'll be making this one together. Okay. So what's the first thing we need?
First thing we need to write down
What was our question?
our question was favorite ice cream.
Favorite ice cream. So that's actually going to be the title of our chart because we need to give our chart a title.
True.
So I'm gonna put favorite
Facts.
ice cream flavors. You're going to be able to fill in the chart too, okay? So then what do we need?
Then we're gonna need to write flavors and count.
And how many in total, right, kids? So to be able to do that, we need to draw our graph. We'll draw like this. And then how many students were our total? Remember what we said?
10.
Let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what was our first flavor?
Our first flavor was vanilla.
Vanilla.
Chocolates. No one got to do it.
No, right? They got close, but not. Is there's and then what was our last flavor?
And after it was strawberry.
Now that we have that, we need to label our X and Y axis. So this is X.
What does that mean?
So these are on a graph. You have two axes. You have the Y that goes up and down, and the X that goes from side to side. So our X will be our ice cream flavors. Ice cream flavors. And then for our Y, it will be the number of students. Bless you.
Thanks.
Of a number of students. And now, get to the fun part. We get to fill in our graph. So we're using that. I want you to tell me how many students got vanilla?
2.
You need to sneeze real quick.
2.
2? Okay. So where would how many spots up would I go?
2.
2? Okay, so I want you to draw a line. Not that, yeah, go ahead. Only a little bigger than that, but you're right. Go.
Wow.
And you can draw it. You can just do, yeah, like that. Let me help you with that.
How do you do it a
Yeah.
fast way?
Now, how many were chocolate?
5.
So find your 5 first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go directly across and on top of where chocolate is. I'll give you like how big you need. Okay. All the way up to 5. Right there, yeah. Come across and then go down. Yeah, you can go up. And then color it in. And I'll show you how. Use the fat side so that it takes up more space.
Okay.
Go. Use the fat side. Use a little bit more over here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay,
I'll never
And then-
stop coloring.
last but not least, how many were strawberry?
3.
3. So I'll give you your borders And you tell me how high up we need to go.
We need a 3.
3. So, oh, careful.
So we'll be right here.
Okay, go.
Where I put the accidents.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it up. I want to color it all.
Hmm. Good job. So we have our graph. So now let's review our graph. How many students voted for vanilla?
2.
2. How many students voted for chocolate?
5.
5. And then how many students voted
3.
for strawberry? 3. Good job. And how many was that in total?
That will be 10. So that was 10 students.
So what other questions could we have answered using a bar graph? So today we used what is your favorite ice cream flavor. What other questions could we ask people?
What's your favorite food?
Food? What's your favorite food? Okay. What's another? What would be some of the categories you would use for that? What would be their options?
What's your favorite foods?
So could you have like pizza? What else would you have? Let them choose.
Pizza or
Burgers, maybe? And then like nachos and like cookies. So those would be their categories. Okay, so we're gonna put this back here behind us.
because it doesn't deserve to be in front of us.
Huh?
Because it doesn't deserve to be in front of us.
We need to be able to see it, right? Okay. So now I'm going to give you your own bar graph,
Yes.
and you're going to tell me what your bar graph is called, what question you're answering, and then you're gonna give me 3 categories. You can make up data real quick and do that, okay? So what would be your question that you're trying? You want to use your food one? Okay, so what is your put? Favorite? B-O-R-I-T-E. Food. Okay. So then what are your options that you're giving them?
I'm gonna give them pizza,
Pizza. Good job. What else?
a hamburger, and nachos. Nachos.
Okay. Now give me your total number of students is 10, so create a graph. It's right here. So give me some votes and then fill in the squares.
What's your favorite?
Me?
What's your favorite? Pizza, hamburger, or nachos?
I'll do pizza.
Okay.
And then make up the rest, okay? Well, you have 10 and 15.
Now I'm gonna open mine. I'm gonna pick nachos.
Okay. Now give me 8 more. That's 2. What do you think people would pick? What do you think your friends would pick?
I know one likes hamburger,
Okay.
cause everyone I know someone likes hamburger, pizza, and nachos.
We'll do 5. Do 1 more.
I know it would not be pizza because I never see her eat pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza was our little guy. I'm gonna say she'll pick nachos.
Let's do pizza for the last one.
Okay? What?
No, one more for pizza. So on the side, I want you to tell me how many pizza, how many kids voted for pizza, how many kids voted for hamburger, and how many voted for nachos, okay?
How do you spell vote? Oh. Two voted for pizza.
I like how you're using complete sentences.
Voted for hamburger. Don't forget chicken every night. Two voted for nachos.
I have a question.